So after my Astro A40 video, which has received tons of views and is now, I think, second search result on YouTube when you search Astro A40, thanks to you lot for actually watching it, I thought I'd do a real world review, my opinions of it, after having it for about 6 months, because it's not changed really in that sort of time, and then go from there. So I initially bought this because I thought it was pretty much the best headset I could get. I game on Xbox 360, although I haven't actually gamed on Xbox 360 for a while now. But primarily I'm a PC gamer, and I just bought these because I did a bit of reviewing and I did a bit of research, and I really liked the look of them. They look great, and from what I gathered, they sounded great as well, and they're really, really good. So I bought the Astro A40, the 2013 version, and they are brilliant. But when I actually received my pair, there was a few problems with it that which I mentioned when I first bought, when I created my first video, was the cable was really, really loose, and when you caught it on your clothing, which happens quite a bit, it just used to wiggle things about and used to get a lot of static noise in the headsets. I've actually since had these replaced because the top headband, the bit that's up here, came off. It sort of like just kept coming off. It was kind of like held down with sticky back plastic, and it just came off really, really easily. And I sent them back to Astro, and I've always known Astro to be insanely good with their customer service. I've never heard any complaints from anybody about their customer service, but when I had problems with it, the customer service was shit. I mean, like, fair enough, they sorted everything out really quick. The thing that was shit was the guy didn't explain anything didn't explain what was wrong with it. That he didn't go into very much detail. He was just very blunt and to the point, and he was a little bit rude as well, if I'm honest. And I actually wrote to Astro and basically said to them about this, and they've not actually said anything to me, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But I was kind of a little bit annoyed that they didn't seem to care enough about their brand. And I know, you know, customer service representatives and things like that really hate their job. They don't really like doing what they're doing. But, you know, pay them a bit more money and they will. And, you know, don't work them as hard and they will. And that's kind of the one thing that let it down for me. But say, I sent it off, and a couple of days later I got my new pair. They sent me a brand spanking new pair of Astro A40s. The actual headset, they still had the same mix amp, and they replaced the cable for me as well. And then I still had this problem whereby if I was in a Skype call, it would drop out. Like the audio would just drop out on the optical, the SP diff inside. So if I was playing a game, the audio would just cut out for no reason at all, and I was like, this is weird. So I was going to send it back to Astro again, and I was just like, okay, I'll do a bit of Googling. So I Googled the problem, and it turns out it was my USB cable, because the USB cable they produce is a little bit shit. It's very thin, it looks like it's going to break any second. So I replaced it with my own USB cable, and it's fine now, works brilliantly, and I've never had a problem with it since. And so it is really, really great. I also had the problem with the sound sounding crap on my mic. What I did was I updated the firmware on it, and it's absolutely fine now. In actual fact, you can listen to it now. So since updating the firmware, this is what the audio sounds like. Now, it's still a little bit shit, but for game chat audio, it's really great. For Skype audio, it's really fantastic. And say that was all I did was update the firmware. I'll put a link in the description below of where you can actually update the firmware. It's insanely easy to do, and actually it did solve a lot of my problems. So definitely worth going out and doing that. Increases, it betters the sound as well. I think they changed the EQ modes a little bit. So that's pretty much it. I mean, they're just insanely good headphones for gaming. And for movies. For 7.1 surround sound movies, they're insanely good for that. So even if you don't even game, if you just use it for the fact you can use 7.1 through these headsets for things like, say, watching films, they're insanely good for watching movies through. I actually watched Olympus Has Fallen through these. Effing amazing, because they're proper surround sound headphones. They're insanely good, and you don't have to then bother with setting up things like surround sound. So if you really don't care about, if you really don't want to set up speakers, or if you really, if you're just on your own and you don't want to dick around with putting 7.1 surround sound speakers in, or even 5.1 surround sound speakers in, just pick up a pair of these and just watch your movies through them, because they're insanely good. The only other thing is, the question I always get asked is, in terms of these, is A, where can I get a discount code, and B, are they actually worth it? Should I go and get them? Yes, you should go and get them, but only if you are a console and PC gamer, or if you're a multiple console gamer, or if you're just a console gamer, because You can get a pair of Roccat Craves. Roccat Craves are insanely good. The actual mic quality on that is insane. If you actually look at some reviews online, they're incredible. I was actually tempted just to pick them up because they're quite cheap as well, about 60 quid I think. And for PC gaming, they're really, really great. The only downside to it is you do need to have a sound card that supports physical analog input. So you do need like a sound card that's got about 7 ports or whatever it is on there for 5.1 surround. They do only support 5.1 surround, but to be honest, you only really need 5.1. You don't really need 7.1 for gaming. And so they are insanely good, and I would definitely recommend going out and buying them. There's a few reviews online on YouTube and stuff like that. Go and check that out because that's really, really great. And say the discount codes. One, I always get asked about this. The discount code I used was one that was a Christmas discount code. Astro seemed to change discount codes quite a bit. There'll probably be some kick around for packs, so look out for them. There's probably some kick around for packs. There'll be some kick around for things like Christmas, and probably when Call of Duty Ghosts gets released as well. They seem to release them at key points during the year. Same with E3, like when E3 is around, there's usually one kick around. You basically kind of just have to Google them. There's no one site you go to. There's no one place you can go to get Astro A40 codes, unfortunately. But still, they're worth 200 quid. Well, they're worth spending 200 quid on. And if you buy them directly from Astro A40, I got a carry case for free. I got a set of MLG speaker tags for free as well. That was included all in one. The other question I also get asked is, does it include a mix amp? Yes, it does. The Astro A40 2013 version includes a mix amp, so you don't have to buy that separately. You get it all included, all as one. You get a USB cable, you get an optical cable. They provide everything you need to get yourself going, so you don't even have to worry about any of that. But yes, that's pretty much it. You're more than welcome to email me at azzychill@gmail.com if you've got any questions. Put a comment down below. Hit me up on Twitter at azzychill, and I'll try and help answer some questions and go from there. Of course, like, subscribe, all that other funky jazz. And apart from that, I shall catch you in a later video.